好 ，OK， 大家应该都有听说最近在英国伦敦发生的袭击事件吧？就是一个台湾女生被4个英国当地的青少年围殴。这位台湾女生在英国也读书工作了好几年，当天好像只是搭公车下班结果在公车站就突然被打了。哇，这个消息一出来，大家就开始在说，哎呀，伦敦是不是不安全了啊？怎么样之类的不过毕竟伦敦还是很多人旅游会想去的地方。那伦敦到底安不安全呢？好，这次我们就直接找当地人问个清楚。我晚上会打视讯给在英国伦敦的一位老朋友，好久不见的 Natalie 老师，问问他对这件事的看法，还有身为伦敦的居民，他觉得伦敦到底安不安全呢？好，那今天这支影片算是进阶的英文听力影片，它会是以全英文的方式进行所以说大家在观看影片的时候，可以在影片下方的说明栏下载影片的中英文文字稿配合练习当然如果大家想挑战一下听力，也可以下载全英文的文字稿，或是就直接看影片的字幕观看
Okay, so Natalie, it's been a while. Good to have you back again.
Indeed, it's been a very long time. How are you doing?
Yes, it's great. It's great. And you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you. Not too bad. Well, that's a very big question. I think one thing we need to bear in mind is London is a big metropolitan capital city, right? So we have a lot of people, and with a lot of people comes more potential danger. And we can see that everywhere around the world, whether it's New York or even somewhere like Tokyo will be more risky than a more rural area. So naturally, London isn't as safe as maybe one of the smaller towns or cities in the UK. I think it's becoming a very hot topic now, more than ever, because for many reasons, but we also have social media and we have media outlets, so we can get a lot of information, we can watch a lot of videos. So to answer it generally at the beginning, I would say London is both not safe and safe. It really depends on a lot of factors. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so let's dive into the second question. Is London like Paris? Because, in Paris, there are some areas which are safe and some areas which are not safe. Mm-hmm. Is it like the same in London?
Yes. So, I mean, once again, just like a lot of big cities, you have some areas that are safer than others. And my attitude to that, so I actually did a lot of traveling in South America, and a lot of people ask me, oh my goodness, like how can you travel by yourself to South America? It's just a dangerous place to be. You can't go there alone. And if I listened to that, then I would have missed out on one of the best experiences of my life. What my advice would be on that is, yes, some places will be more dangerous than others. Do a bit of your research and listen to locals. You've just got to approach it with a level of caution, I guess. So you've got to ask locals, okay, are there some areas I shouldn't go to? Is there a certain time of the day that this is more risky? And ask for their advice. So basically, to answer your question, yes, there are different areas of London that are more dangerous than others. But as long as you talk to locals and do your research, then you should be absolutely fine.
Okay. So are there any like specific areas we should avoid if we travel there?
You're asking me as a local now. So I think that South London has a reputation for being less safe. But I actually live in South London. So there are different areas within South London that can be more risky than others. What I would say more is don't hang around outside, tube stations late at night by yourself when there's no one else around. So I would say more take it like that. During the day, if I'm honest, I feel pretty safe in most places because there are so many people around and it's daylight. But late at night, outside certain, underground stations, I would try to avoid that as and when you can.
So that, as I remember, this attack happened at about 8 o'clock, right? Mm-hmm. Is it late for that area?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think, these things do happen, and they are, I wouldn't say that they are common, but that's why they make the news, is because they're common. So, it can happen, and it can happen during the day, but it's just very uncommon to happen to anyone that I've known, or you don't hear these cases very often. I would say as soon as it's dark, that's when you should be maybe a little bit more cautious. It's more about just not hanging around outside these stations, standing in one place for a long period of time in a less safe area outside a train station or an underground station is just maybe not as advisable.
From what you say, compared to areas, it's more about time, right?
It's the time and the location within a location, right? So if you're hanging out in a restaurant or in a cafe or something like that, it's more about being alone late at night outside either maybe a train or an underground station, just hanging around there. I would just advise it less. Having said that, it doesn't mean it's unsafe to go and take the underground and get home. But have your wits about you. One thing that we are seeing a lot in London at the moment, and it's a specific thing that's happening that's more than it's ever been before, is phone snatchers. What they will do is they will go on mopeds and electric bikes, and they will go along a busy street. And if you're using your phone, you're going along and you're using your phone, they will go and just snatch it and then go away very fast on a moped or a bike. And it's an ever-growing problem in London specifically now. So 2 pieces of advice with that: try to use your phone on the street as little as you can. I know if you're using Google Maps, you have to, but maybe move away from the side of the street. And there are these, bands that you can wear around your wrist. It stays on and you have a bit more grip. So that's something that's also rising, let's say.
So let's say if I want to make vlog videos, so I have a selfie stick, and then I just put my phone here, and I'm just recording this around, and they might just take my phone.
Yeah. If you put yourself out there with a lot of vulnerability, so if you look like a tourist, as in you're just filming around and you're making it very obvious that you're just holding your phone and you're not thinking too much, you will probably be more vulnerable. But there are easy ways of preventing that. Like I said, don't stand on the close to the road, stand on the other side. Make sure you have something around your wrist to try and secure it a little bit more.
So if I can just figure out a way, let's say I can figure out a way to tie the phone to my hand.
Yes, exactly.
That would be safer. Huh?
It's more ideal, let's say. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I've never thought of that. Okay.
Yeah, no, we haven't
new.
either. The very recent thing, that's been happening in London, it hasn't been around before, really. So it's we're all learning together, let's say.
Okay. So phone snatchers. Okay.
Snatchers, indeed.
That's new. So, let's say I'm in London and I'm having a late dinner. So, and after I finish this dinner, it's about, let's say 9 or even 10 o'clock. So should I just call an Uber instead of taking a metro or using public transport to go home, to go back to my hotels?
Yeah, I mean, once again, it depends. Depends. Are you alone? Are you in an area that is known for not being as safe? Is your journey meaning that you will need to stand on the side of the road a long time alone to wait for the next one? I wouldn't say that taking the underground is an issue at night at all, because I do it all the time. My housemates do, my family does. It's a very normal thing to do. It's more about needing to stand outside at stations for long periods of time and walking long distances in unknown areas that are dark alone. So those are the only 2 factors. But if you're maybe at one, like outside one tube station, you go down, you take the metro and you're at your hotel, I wouldn't worry about that.
So it still depends on where I am.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to stand like on the street for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and
Exactly.
if I'm long, yes. Okay.
Otherwise, you might spend a lot of money on Ubers.
Oh yeah,
Cost-
yeah.
Yeah.
And Uber is quite expensive in London, is it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, if you can afford it, sure, why not? But I wouldn't say that taking the metro at night and the underground is an issue, in my opinion.
So I think it would be would it be better if I spend like most of my money on Uber, and then I just have instant noodles in the hotels?
Why leave Taiwan? I would more recommend experiencing London, let's say, and definitely experiencing London is going on the underground. That's an experience for sure.
Okay. So instant noodle is not a good idea.
You're having fish and chips instead,
Okay. So this next question might sound a little bit ridiculous, but I actually did that before.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I was in the Netherlands, and there's a city called Eindhoven.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was in this Eindhoven, and then like one guy tried to rob me.
Okay.
Like he was not trying to steal. He just tried to rob.
So he just tried to take everything from you, or?
Yeah, like he just confronted me and then tried to take my phone, wallet maybe.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then like he was very aggressive. He just confronted me and he was trying to take it with violence, but I just run. I run so fast.
Okay.
I would just run like super fast and run away.
Yeah.
And I think he didn't see that coming. So so the same situation. This girl. So this Taiwanese girls who was attacked by four teenage girls, right? If she also ran like me, do you think that would work?
Depends how fast she can run.
Would they chase you? These teenagers, would they chase you?
It really depends. I mean, I would say it depends if they're not expecting it. Maybe they'll look at each other and be a bit confused. It depends also why they're mugging you, why they're attacking you. If it's to get things, they can have another victim, so they might just give up easily. I think it really depends on the motivation of the attack. I would say it's better to take preventative care. Of course, if that's happening to you, what I would advise, if they're trying to steal anything, I would advise that you just hand over anything they're asking for. Okay, here is everything, no problem. And give them everything that you have. What I tend to do though, is I tend to have like an extra credit card or debit card in a place on me physically that they wouldn't check. So not in my purse or, not in my phone or something. So somewhere else on me. So, if you hand over everything, hand over your purse, you hand over your phone, they're not going to start patting you down for a second card. And that means you can get a bus, you can get, you can pay for a taxi to get home. That's another tip I would have. But, a lot of people make the mistake of having their pride and keeping their stuff, when they're confronted, which is a natural thing. But in my opinion, it's best to just hand over anything they're asking for. Not to run the risk that they might have a knife or anything else. So hand it over and move on.
So so running away might not be a good way in this case.
I wouldn't recommend it, but it worked for you, so I'm not here to judge.
Okay. Do you think when we travel in London, we should stay away from teenagers because some of them might be quite violent or aggressive? Specifically, teenagers.
If you sense a vibe from like a group of teenagers, cross the road. Try to avoid that. I think that we should rely on our intuition and our, the feeling that we have from judging a situation. If teenagers are hanging out in a group and they're looking at you in a certain way and you feel unsafe, remove yourself from that situation. But I don't think that's just with teenagers. Unfortunately, that's also with basically at any age. There are a lot of adults who also do these kinds of things. So I would just say, generally, obviously talk to locals, talk to people. But if you're getting a feeling on the street somewhere that you're not safe, try and remove yourself from that situation, and rely on your gut instincts, basically.